Here's everything that happened in Iran in the last 24 hours from an Iranian. President Donald Trump went on social media yesterday and put a groundbreaking headline. There's another massive armada on the way to Iran, and if they don't make a deal soon, a future attack is going to be far worse than any attack that happened last year in the 12-day war. Now, Iran's occupying deputy foreign minister said that negotiations with the United States are not Tehran's current priority. First of all, I don't know if there's any negotiations with this regime other than leave now and you'll live, or not, you're dead. I think that is probably just about the only negotiations that should be happening, because anything else is going to be a lie. And now there's been mixed signals if Iran and the United States have been communicating or not. Iran's occupying foreign minister said this: I have not had any contact with Mr. Witkoff, the United States special envoy to the Middle East, in recent days, and we have not requested negotiations. Okay, but then there's also members of the Iranian government confirming that there is negotiations going on between Tehran and Washington. So it's a little confusing right now. Iran's mission to the United Nations on Wednesday said that Tehran is ready for dialogue from a mutual respect point of view, but is also ready for war. And to add to this, an unnamed U.S. official said to Axios that there's no serious negotiations underway between the United States and Iran. From all the comments over the last 24 hours from everyone who works at the occupying Iranian government, it seems like they're saying they are ready for war, and they're not really taking the United States threat seriously, saying that the United States doesn't want to go to war with Iran. They're really sounding like they're dismissing the United States as a threat, which could be different from what they're doing behind closed doors, but at least in the general public's eyes, this is the message that they are sending. Meanwhile, leaders around the world disagree entirely with the Iranian government, starting off with Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, who says that the Iranian regime will end soon, all the way to German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, who said this: a regime that can only hold on to power through sheer violence and terror against its own population, its days are numbered. And if that quote isn't strong enough, it is very important to hear what Marco Rubio had to say. The regime is probably weaker than it has ever been. And the core problem they face, unlike the protests you saw in the past on some other topics, is that they don't have a way to address the core complaints of the protesters, which is that their economy is in collapse. And further out to this point, it is now back-to-back days of hitting record lows for the Iranian rial. So that is completely true what he's saying. He also said, the protests may have ebbed, but they will spark up again in the future, because this regime, unless they are willing to change and/or leave, have no way of addressing the legitimate and consistent complaints of the people of Iran who deserve better. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham also said that President Donald Trump will deliver on his promise to the Iranian people. And the final tidbit to add to this, Spain and France have now both listed the IRGC as a terrorist organization, joining all 27 EU member states. But for now, that's all the news you need to know on Iran. I will keep you guys updated as soon as anything happens. Peace.